Welcome back. You're still with us on Thailand today, and we have Kun Alisa Lohitnavi still with us, and I believe that she's going to now advise us if we would want to be successful in life, in business, particularly if we're at the management level. What would be a good start in image building?
Well, basically, if you talk to an image consultant, which I don't consider myself an image consultant, I'm more of a non-verbal sort of consultant. Basically, an image consultant would work on you in terms of what colors suit you most. What they call it is color analysis. So what they'll do is they'll give you a color analysis to be able to tell you which season you are, and there would be a batch of colors that would suit you the most. And this has a lot of impact because, as you know how important colors are. Imagine you go to a funeral, dominating colors are black and white. Your mood is different. And then you imagine going to a wedding where everybody's colorful, especially a Chinese wedding where red dominates the whole room. It builds up, it creates a totally different environment. So colors are not only important for you in how you feel by choosing the particular color you're wearing, but also has an effect on people looking at you.
So how would you know which season you are?
Well, I do because I did the course and I've taught more than over 2,600 people. But for normal people, they'd have to undergo this color analysis theme where we would analyze them based on some batch of colors that would look good on them, and then we give them. Actually, I brought some samples. I'll show you later. And so basically, what we'll do is we'll tell you, for example, I think you're an autumn because of the color of your hair, the color of your skin, your eyes and your face. And as you know, the Westerners have different eye colors, different hair color, different complexion. So it's very rare that Asians and Westerners are of the same color season, but it's possible. It is possible. So basically, you could like red, but you're not wearing the right shade of red for you. It's too bright. It's too strong. It should be a different shade of red. You know what I mean? Yes, that's the kind of thing we do. Then we would analyze your body shape and tell you that, maybe this jacket makes you look short. Maybe because you're big, doesn't mean you have to wear something big just to cover yourself, but you need to spend money on patterns, on good patterns. And your hair, maybe this hairdo makes you look old, things like that. We give them consultations on that. Then we work on that non-verbal attributes. Yes.
So you have the personal style,
yes,
the hair and makeup, everything that complements you.
Everything, everything that make people look at you and think, wow, okay, they want to deal with you. And then your non-verbal part sort of kicks in, which is basically, in the past nobody separates between body language and facial expressions. Now people start to understand facial expressions more, and they are very scientific. So people now, when I teach, I separate the two. Because facial expressions like you're smiling, you're listening to me, you're nodding, things like that.
The thing is, you mentioned about the 16 smiles earlier. Yes. Which is the best smile? One would
Genuine smile.
Genuine smile.
The best smile is when your eyes are all wrinkled here and your cheeks are pushed up.
Oh, okay.
And you smile because you feel something.
I'm having that.
Because you feel happy. Yeah. Because then, we just did that. Basically, we do that because we're being polite. The other person's smiling, so we're acknowledging, we're polite, we're being polite. So that's a polite smile. Yeah, and there are different types of smile. When you think about it, like, for example, you're watching a movie and something nice is about to happen, like they're about to get back together, and that's anticipating smile. You're about to smile, you're about to pull your lips, stretch them sideways. You're about to give it a smile. So there are different types of smiles, and the reason we teach that is because a lot of people, when they go out to meet clients, they tend to think, oh, she's happy, she's gonna come back, and she doesn't come back. Why? Because you missed the cue, you misread her. She just gave you a polite smile, thank you for coming. Right. Doesn't mean she's gonna come back and buy from you.
So that is important, ladies and gentlemen.
That is important.
Now, let's say if one would go out for a job interview, to pitch a sales, out on a first date, what would you suggest?
I always say this, it depends who you're out to impress. Let's say, for example, if you're going to apply for a job at a bank, we all know how conservative bankers are because it's all about trust. You can't be too colorful, your skirts shouldn't be too short. So it really is about who you're out to impress, and you really need to do your research. And if you're going out to, for a job interview, say at an advertising agency, and you want to look conservative, then they'll probably think, maybe you're not for us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it depends who you're out to impress, depends on the occasion.
I see.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the Thai companies and Thai people you've trained
Yes.
on first impression management, body languages. What weaknesses do you usually find in Thai people?
Honestly, we are too casual and too relaxed. We like quick fixes, and there's no such thing as a quick fix. Everything you want to improve on, you have to put efforts in. For example, I always tell my clients that a 2 days workshop isn't going to change someone. Change can only come when they want it. So I always like it when people sign up. So this is what I tell companies to do. Put it up on the board, they sign up, I'm happy to come in and teach. But if people say, oh, I already look good, I know what to dress, are you trying to insult me? We don't want them. Yeah.
So you have to be open-minded.
You have to be open-minded. Yes, you have to be.
Okay, that's one thing, the laid-back attribute of Thai people. And the other thing I usually find Thais is like they are generally afraid to be successful, don't speak up, to be timid more than to be confident.
They're not afraid to be successful. They want to be successful, but they're not forceful
to take a step
enough.
forward.
Yeah, they're afraid of change. They're afraid to take a step forward. And because we're too casual, we're too relaxed, there's too much friendship and personal, things going on. And because of that, it's very hard to work in that environment. And, let's say 2 people join at the same time, they've been friends hanging out. One person gets promoted, then there's always an issue. There's always a problem of them not being able to hang out anymore. The other one not being able to treat the other one like a boss, while the other one not being able to treat the other one like a, like someone under him or her.
It's very Thai style.
It's very, very Thai. Whereas, as you see Westerners, they can go out and play golf together. The next day, he could be fired by his friend, and they can still go out and have some beer. Yeah, professionalism. I think there has to be a line.
Now you've trained companies here in Thailand and overseas as well. When it comes to image consultant, coaching them, can you tell us about the experience that how the company actually used this bit in turning things around, improving the corporation as a whole?
Okay, well, a good example would be, let's say, for banks, for example, Kasikorn Bank. Basically, when I went in to train them, we did like 3-4 sessions last year because they were trying to, improve customer interaction or customer service. Basically, a lot of people, when they hired, they know what's expected of them in terms of job scope, but not of them in terms of how they should interact with clients, and that sort of a thing gets passed on, or they experience it by seeing what their superiors do, but it doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? For example, I get asked a lot by bankers what to do if their clients drink and they don't. I say, then if you want to manage that money, you better learn. Better start drinking, or you should get a new job. Because nobody wants to drink alone, number one. Number two, you're about to manage his money. He wants to feel he can talk to you.
Right.
Yeah, so you gotta feel that you're connected somehow, or you're the same. You know what I mean? Not the same level, but you're the same. You're interested in the same things.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think companies have come to realize, because we've been, we're trying to speed things up because of the, Asian community. So a lot of companies have realized that, maybe we need to be a little bit more open-minded and stop being so Thai.
That's the case of a bank.
Yes, yes.
All right.
And other companies as well, because everybody deals with somebody, with clients. And so they feel it's very important to know what clients expect. Because not many people realize that. They just think, oh, they're happy, they're happy. Nobody comes back. This is the thing about Thais. They don't come back to tell you they're not happy with you. They'd rather disappear.
It's
and
the Kreng Chai.
Yes, and because
factor.
of that, you never know what you did wrong. Yes.
Okay, interesting. So I guess we have to learn and pick up on that
Yes,
in order to not lose business in the future.
That's right.
Now, you'll be opening up a school in Shanghai.
Yes.
Why Shanghai?
Well, basically, I used to live in Hong Kong when I first moved back from Australia. I was living in Hong Kong, and I like traveling personally. And when I went to see Rick in Oxfordshire, we sort of felt that maybe China would be a good place because the country is opening up. A lot of Chinese are traveling. It's the world's biggest economy and everything. And so we thought, well, it would be fun to do something different. And so I started by talking to the Four Seasons Hotel in Shanghai, the new Four Seasons, and asked if they'd be interested in in us working together and offering image and etiquette courses to their VIP clients. And they said yes, and so that's how we started. And also I just did a workshop for Tots China for their store managers, because they're the biggest retailer in China. So we worked with their store managers on retail etiquette.
Retail etiquette?
Yeah, on non-verbal, on how to deal with their clients, on how to stand, how not to be slouching over, things like that, and how to pick up signs on somebody's non-verbal cues. Yeah.
Now, working with the Chinese people, has that been challenging?
Has been very challenging, but like I said, I lived in Hong Kong before, so I
you
knew exactly
them.
what to expect. I understand them to a certain point. I must say, if you look at my website, you will see I have 4 partners of all different nationalities. So my expertise is in dealing in cross-cultural, because I travel so much. I do over 30 trips a year. I deal with my own partners, and I teach in the UK, here, Singapore, in China. I say if I don't find it interesting anymore or challenging, I would not do it anymore. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it, because every client I've worked with, I learn something. Yeah.
So what are the current courses available in China, and also the upcoming courses in Thailand, if there is anything?
Yes. Basically, in China, we're about to work with another big retailer who I can't, disclose at the moment. And we're also launching this with the Four Seasons full stream in September, because August is a very hot month, so a lot of people are away. And so September is when we plan to launch the school. And in Thailand, I have quite a few things up my sleeves. Also, just this morning, I was contacted by a friend who's in the army, and she wants me to help, because I've taught the police and all that before. So she wants me to help, doing the lie detection part. Yeah, because that's what I do too.
Lie detection?
Yeah, well, it actually is part of body language and facial expressions, is to be able to tell if the other person's honest, or be able to tell if you are actually detecting real emotions versus what the person is saying. You know what I mean? So to be able to do that, you got to go through the process of learning about lies and how to detect lies. Because sometimes we don't mean to lie, but we do it all the time. Yeah, so I teach lie detection.
Wow, that's
or
interesting.
Credibility assessment, rather. We call it
I
that.
understand what you mean. The white lies that we find, flying around
and
here
in
and there.
corporates, lying can be damaging, can cost money.
Image is important, and if you need any consulting, you know where to go. Image Matters Asia with the guru here, Alisa Lohit Navi. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. And enjoy your trip in China.
Thank you.
And also, thanks to our viewers for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Thailand Today. As for now, Sawadee ka.